and I have a confession to make. I love The Biggest Loser. Love that show. Every Tuesday, my DVR is set wherever I am from 8 to 10. If I'm not at my house, it is recording The Biggest Loser. I love the transformation of the people that are on the show. I think we have some transformation pictures. I think these are from season 300. I don't know. There's been a lot of them. I think this might be last year. That's, I think, Kelly. We have a huge, there's Allie. She was the first female to ever win The Biggest Loser. These are like obviously before and after pictures in case you weren't able to put that together. And then that's Roger. That's why I love the show. I mean, that is amazing, isn't it? The transformation, I don't even know how long it lasts, months maybe. Just the fact that they can go from that to that. I love that, but that's not my confession. My confession is that every week there's this thing called the Last Chance Workout. Are you a fan? Do you watch the show? Do you know what the Last Chance Workout is? It's the workout where these two trainers named Bob and Jillian, they go in with these larger individuals and they just put them through the ringer. I mean, they get all over them. They're like, this is your last chance. That's why it's called the Last Chance Workout. See how that works? Because they're going to have to get on the scale after that workout. And if they don't lose enough weight, they're going to fall below this yellow line and they could go home. And so Bob and Jillian treat this as life or death, because if they go home before they're ready to go home, then they might not make it, they might not survive, then whatever. And so that is Jillian. Jillian is a wonderful, loving person. Jillian's the one on the left that's going, you are going to work out. And obviously the person on the right is the contestant going, oh God, if there's one of you, help me. You know, I mean, they just get in their face. And the confession that I have to you this morning is that is my favorite part of the show. I just love when the trainers go off on the contestants. I love how they don't accept excuses. I love the fact that I can usually watch that while I'm eating ice cream or popcorn. Because I'm pretty sure if Bob and Jillian came in my house, I'd look like that girl, right? I'd be like, oh, Jesus. But I love the fact that those trainers will not accept the excuse from those contestants. Now listen, here's the deal. These contestants have been unhealthy most of their lives. These aren't people that, you know, were like rails one week and then I'm going to go on The Biggest Loser. I mean, they've struggled with things all their lives. And so the trainers obviously are helping them physically, but they're pushing them emotionally to get past these excuses that they've always had. Well, I'm just the way that I am. That's not good enough. And so the Last Chance Workout, I mean, you see these people, like grown men, crying, sweating. It all mixes together with other stuff from other parts of the face. And it's disgusting, but it's like you can't look away past the popcorn, right? I recognize that the greatest problem we have in America is the victim mentality. I searched on Google for victim mentality, and show them the first picture that I found. Mike, I searched victim mentality, and that was the first image that showed up. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? And most of us relate to the smaller dog. The answer we have in America is not to become a stronger, healthier, more secure small dog, but our answer is to sue the snot out of that big dog. Because it's not our fault that we are small. It's your fault for being big. I actually found, these are a couple years old, but some lawsuits that really happened. I read about a man in New York City who, in an attempt to commit suicide, threw himself in front of a speeding subway. It didn't kill him. He just got injured, So he filed a lawsuit against the subway lines and won $650,000. Another man, love this one, trying to break into a school, fell through a skylight and was seriously injured. He's a thief, but he sued the school system and now gets $1,500 a month for the rest of his life. This one had to have happened in the South. This has redneck written all over right here. A man and his neighbor decided to trim the hedges between their house, but they don't have a hedge trimmer. So they decide to start the lawnmower and each hold one end on top of the hedge to trim the hedge. Like I said, redneck, no doubt about it. Were there beverages involved before this? Anyway, so what happens is one of the guys loses his grip and two of his fingers are also trimmed. So he sued Sears. What? You're the idiot, right? Yeah, that's America. I mean, that's our country. I wish I could tell you that it wasn't in the church, but it is. Now, I'm old enough now to remember the phrase, "the devil made me do it." Anybody here remember that? Not that you ever said it, of course, but you heard people say it. And they would, like, cheat on their spouse, embezzle money from where they worked, kill somebody as they were fleeing the county. And then on trial, they would say, "What's your excuse?" "Look, I didn't want to do all that. The devil made me do it." Really? We don't do that anymore. Somebody got smart and figured out that the devil didn't make them do it. So we have other things that we, like other victim phrase words. Probably none of you wake up in the morning and say, "I get to go to work today." You say, "I have to go to work today. I have to go to work." Eeyore. Now you don't have to go to work. You can choose to stay home. You won't get a check. But you don't have to. You're not a victim, right? Why? Hey, we hadn't seen you at church in months. Where have you been? "Oh, well, we're going down the street to a different church." "Oh, I mean, something wrong?" "Well, we just weren't getting fed." "Oh, poor little person." Victim, 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 victim. I remember being on staff at churches. Boy, you'd hear that phrase, you just want to kill people. Because I'm pretty sure it's the same Bible. I'm getting something out of it. But instead of jumping in and saying, "How am I going to make it better?" we just, I'll just go somewhere else because it's not working out for me. Victim mentality. Well, that was fun. So here's the deal. I'm going to show you two people in Scripture today that had every reason to be victims. They had every right to stay victims, and they chose not to. And that's cool, right? But the better thing is, I want you to leave this place today determined to do what they did. We're going to turn to Genesis. Genesis chapter 26. Just while you're turning, don't say anything like, "I have to turn to Genesis." Where is Genesis? I think it's in the New Testament, isn't it? It's the last book of the Bible. Oh, wait, my Bible's upside down. I'm sorry. Genesis chapter 26. We're going to start in verse 19. And here's what it says. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek, because they disputed with him. And then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also, so he named it Sitnah. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it, so he named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." Now listen, some background, okay, because everybody's going, "That's great," and how's the Biggest Loser a part of that? Don't understand. Was Jillian there?